Nobody likes rain delays. You stop the action, you just kind of sit around and wait for the storm to pass. But some storms feel like they're never gonna pass. And they just plain suck. 2020 feels like a storm that's never gonna pass. So what do you do in the storm when you're waiting for it to end? Well, most of us in life, when we experience storms, we panic and we stress and we get frustrated and we get angry and we don't really know what to do. Maybe we actually try to stop the storm ourselves, which doesn't really work. But you know what Jesus did during the storm? He slept. The disciples were freaking out because there was this storm when they were in the boat. And they went to go find Jesus and he was sleeping. And they're like, how can you sleep in this? Basically. And I think the reason Jesus was able to sleep in that storm is because he knew that the storm was going to pass. He knew the storm wasn't going to kill him. He knew this wasn't the end. He knew that there were sunny days ahead. This storm that we're in 2020, whether you want to talk about COVID or economic crisis or, you know, those of us that lost people that were close to us during 2020, this storm, this dark, difficult season of your life is not the end of you. This storm will pass. Eventually, we'll get to the other side. But the key to surviving the storm is understanding the sunlight is going to come on the other side and understanding that Jesus is with you in this storm. Jesus had this incredible peace in the midst of this storm that allowed him to be sleeping in the bottom of the boat while the disciples were freaking out. So I believe the way that we get through storms in life is the same way that Jesus got through that storm. Rest. Rest knowing that God has you. Knowing that this is not the end of you. It's not going to stop God's plan for your life. You will get through to the other side. So all of the worrying, all of the stress, all of the frustration, everything that you try to do to stop this storm in your own power is useless. It's pointless. Why don't you just try to be like Jesus and just sit back? I know it's a lot easier said than done. Believe me, I know, because this is something that I have a really hard time with. But I want to be more like Jesus in this, that I want to learn how to rest in the storm. And I don't know exactly how to do that. I don't have it all figured out. But I think it comes from that peace of knowing that God is with you in the storm and he's going to see you to the other side. This is not going to end your life. This is not going to end the purpose and plans that God has for you. Everything that God put in your life, every dream that he gave you, every plan and purpose that he created you for, everything that you believed God had for you in 2019 and before that still is on the table when 2020 is over, when this storm passes. When God put those things in your heart, he knew what 2020 was going to be like. He knew that this season of your life was going to be hard. He knew the storm would come, but he also knew the storm would pass. And so I just want to encourage you in this. And honestly, I'm talking to my future self as I watch this video later. The storm is rough, and we understand that, and nobody likes the storms. But you've heard the expression, something about you can't make the storm pass, so you might as well learn how to dance in the rain. Something like that. But even better than that is what Jesus did. Just took a nap. Like, the storm did not scare him. The storm did not worry him. The storm did not keep him up at night. And I believe that peace came from knowing the end result, knowing that this storm would pass, knowing that this wasn't the end of them, knowing that yes, things could be difficult, but God's with you in the midst of that storm, and he'll see you through to the other side.